Welcome to Lounge TV. I'm Larry, and today I am starting my tiki bar for the pool.
Very nice.
The poolside tiki bar. So I have my saw out, which got jammed up a little bit ago, and I didn't even try to cut wood. Here's my piles, and I have them separated here. I got my couple 4x4s, bunch of 2x4s, my 2x6s, and my 1x6s. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to make the platform.
A lot of lumber.
Huh?
It's a lot of lumber.
It is a lot of lumber. I probably got too much, as I usually do. But anyway, so it's going to go in here, 7 foot. So the first thing I want to do is actually make my decking right here, which is going to be 4x7. Now with that, I am going to, the first step is going to be cut 2 7-foot pieces and then cut 2 short pieces that are going to go in between there, which is roughly, you got to measure the width of that, because if you want it 4 foot, you're going to have that on the end, which should be about 1.5 inches on each side, something like that. So you're going to be cutting it a little bit under 4 foot. So that'll be my first step. I know Tom said he wanted to get a shower, so what I'll do is you just put the camera in the house because it's a little too hot out here for it, right?
Yeah.
And I'll cut the wood, because I don't need to show them cutting wood. I mean, it's just zip, and that's
Slap it on the saw.
right?
Like
And I'll get it cut, and then I'll grab the camera and do a little video, like, okay, this is what it is, and I'm going to put screws in it, blah blah blah.
Like little progress updates.
Huh?
Like little progress.
Exactly. Until you get out here, and then you can film some more. Won't have much done today. Probably just going to get the frame set up and everything, but for the decking. Maybe I'll get the whole deck done. It's not really that big, so maybe we'll see how it goes. It's very hot out today. I think it's supposed to get like 75, something like that today, which is tomorrow's supposed to be 80 something.
Yeah, the sun is exceptionally hot.
Yeah, somebody flipped the switch. We're supposed to be in spring. Somebody flipped the switch, and we're going right into summer now.
It's definitely a summer sun.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely love it. It's just very hot, and that sun is intense right now. So it's, if you see me squinty, you probably can't because of these glasses. But oh yeah, guys, what do you think about the new glasses? I got them. I forget now how long it's been, but nobody's commented at all about, like, hey, you look pretty slick with your new glasses. Not one person said it. They're kind of like my old ones, I think. Don't you think, Tom?
A little bit.
The ones before my last ones.
Yeah.
Which my last ones, we had a running gag up at the shop, was that it made me look like Uncle June, which if you remember Junior from The Sopranos, he had them big glasses like that. So yeah, they weren't very flattering. So anyway, I like them. And let me get started. And like I said, Tom, go get your shower, and then I'll turn the camera back on when there's something relatively exciting happening.
Well, you look exhausted.
I am. Even though I've been working out and stuff, doing cardio too. It's still exhausting for me, my age, because I think the worst part is going down on the ground to put the screws in it and stuff. That's like, that takes the most out of me, you know? I don't know why.
Yeah, I get that.
But anyway, so I have the size of it that I want right here. Now you might think that, okay, I was going to put 2, one here and here, but I didn't order quite enough 2x6s for that.
Weren't you just saying earlier that you thought you ordered too much?
No, not of them.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the 2x4s and the maybe not the 1x6s, but anyway. But because there's going to be little foot traffic on this, it's not like that deck there or that deck. I mean, there might be 1 or 2 people standing on here, and because I'm using 2-inch thick wood, a 2-foot center thing is fine for this. So anyway, now I got to cut all the pieces. So yeah, so what wound up happening is this 7 foot, this is 3'9" because I wanted 4 feet from end to end, and it's 1.5 inches. And then this, I had to cut 6'9" in there to fit inside there. So it's a little, especially my ground's uneven, so it's was a little bit hard to get it exactly, you know. Sometimes you got to use a pry bar, and what you do, if you wanted to get it even at the end, you put a screw in here, put this over like this, and you can push it in if you need it that way, or the other way, you can do it too. So that way everything's even at the top. So now I got to go along and I got to cut all those exactly in half.
Exactly in half.
Exactly in half, because I'm not worried about the overhang on any of it, even though the front of it will have a slight overhang. I'm gonna try to see if I can space it so I can get a little bit of overhang on each side. That end does not matter because the bar itself is gonna come all the way down in here somewheres.
Right, nobody's gonna be walking on, you know, this
Right.
side of the bar.
Right, right. And I still gotta like dig down a little bit for this and get this nice and level on the ground. But I'm doing that.
So you're planning on digging to make it level as opposed to raising up the other end?
What?
You're planning on digging to make it level?
Probably. Well, if not, we'll have a big gap under it on that end, you know. But I don't know. We'll see, because I can always put dirt alongside of it. We'll see how I feel. What digging is going to be a lot harder job than putting it there and level in the front with the back.
Okay.
And I do have concrete blocks down the basement that I can put under the corners to kind of hold it up.
Well, that would work.
We'll see. I'll see what I need. But I'm not moving that into place until I have it all assembled. In which case, like I said, it's going right somewhere from right about here in the middle to down in the middle there. Well, maybe probably here to there, wherever 7 foot is in here. I'm going to try to, this will be the center point of it. But like I said, now I can cut all them and then I can attach all them, and then the deck part is done, except for the staining of it, which I'm thinking I'm going to stain it before I start putting the other pieces on.
That makes sense, because then you would have to worry about accidentally staining the other pieces, which we said we don't want to do.
Yeah, and the 4x4 posts that are going to go into the ground, which the bar is going to get attached to, and the roof, I'm going to actually dig down and put them about 1 foot in the ground and tie it into this.
So that's smart.
For a little bit extra, because I only want it 7 foot high. I don't need it 8 foot high. We're short. Almost all our family's short. Kevin comes over, he might have to duck, but
That's one person compared to how many others?
yeah.
Is there a bee flying around my head?
No.
Okay, I thought I saw one.
But anyway, so that's the frame part of it, guys. Now I can just do the decking, the floor part of it, and then go on to, well, actually just wait and stain it, because I have to go out to the store and get stained because I don't have enough because of I used all the gallon that I had for that fence. So, and I got to get some more for Tom's project anyway.
Yeah.
Which when you going to work on that again?
I
don't know, whenever I feel like it, Dad.
I was gonna say there's a good opportunity coming up in the next couple of days,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, yeah, so let me get on this part, and then we'll turn the camera back on when I get it all complete. I look even more exhausted?
yeah,
Yeah. That's because, you know, I had to move all these rocks. Okay, so
that you did.
this shows you how unlevel the ground was, right? I didn't have as many concrete blocks as I thought I had, so I had to use some pressure treated 2x6 pieces that I had left over, which is fine. Now I don't got to throw them away. Now they're under there, right?
Now they're used.
I have it all as level as it's going to get, which is pretty dang close to it, right? I also put a mark in the center where I wanted the center at there. Right? With that.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah, so now, okay, so here's my dilemma, guys. I usually always order one extra board than I ever need. Usually always. For this project, I did not. And sometimes when you're figuring out stuff, things don't come to your mind. Like, for instance, a 2x6, and I'll show you if I can get my measuring tape, is not actually 2x6. It is actually 1.5 by 5.5.
Isn't that false advertising?
Right? But you know why? Because wood shrinks and all that stuff, so it's like, I guess they're allowed to do it. But as you can see, 1.5, and right here, 5.5. Well, a hair over 5.5. So, you know, when I figured it out, I'm going 6 inches into 7 foot, which would be 14 pieces. Okay, now usually a lot of people will put like nails in between them to space your wood because of shrinkage and expansion when it's hot and humid.
Is that what you did with like the walkway and the decks?
I usually don't. I usually butt them right up next to each other because I find that I don't like when they shrink, because over time they'll actually shrink. They don't actually expand much at all. And they wind up being like big gaps in between them. And I don't really like that. I'd rather have them closer together. And I've never had a problem with any of the boards turning up or anything like that. So that's just how I do it. I mean, I'm sure there's people going to come in the comment section and say, no, that's not how you do it, but whatever. That's how I do it. So Anyway, so I'm figuring I'm going to have to put about a 1/4 inch space in between each one. And luckily I have these tile spacers here, which on this end it's 3/16 and on that end it's 1/16. So you just put it like that and it's a 1/4 inch right there. So
convenient.
What I'll do is I'll start one board and then I'll just be putting this in there, each one, and hopefully when I get near the end, it's actually going to be enough, you know.
Yeah.
Because once they're nailed down, you really, well, what I'll do is once I get one connected to it, I'll put these there and I'll put all the boards on there with these and try to get it. So I don't know if I have enough of these for every, I mean I have more in the shed, but I don't know if I have enough for every single board. So
I mean, as long as you like set them down, space them out, you can like just pull them out to use them for later boards, right?
yeah, but I have to make sure. Yeah, and what I'll do is I'll wait till I get about halfway, I guess, and then I might have to make them slightly bigger, you know, further apart.
Yeah.
Don't really want to do that, but
you got to make the boards fit.
yes, I do. So my next step is this. And what I'm going to do is I take each one of these. Now I'm going to start on one end. I'm going to start this end because this is the end closest to the house. And because I wanted to overhang it, I'm not going to actually be able to on this end because of, so I'm going to line it up with it. And I want to just to hang over just a hair, just a little bit over here. And then I'm going to try to be consistent with that. As long as this has got enough that it can bite into that. And then I'm going to just, I'm not going to put screws in these guys. I'm actually going to nail them. Because
How come? Well, you're about to explain.
I don't want, I always nail my decks. The only time I don't is if I see that it, a board's a little warped and I need to put a screw in instead of a nail. But these are decking nails. You can see they have little ridges in them and they bite really good. So, needless to say, I shall start nailing this. And what you want to make sure is that it doesn't move on you.
Priority 1, make sure it doesn't move. Priority 2, don't smack yourself in the hand.
Yeah, that smarts a little bit. And then I go down here, get it as straight as I can with that board on the bottom, right there. And then if you sit on it, it helps you out a little bit, you know.
Keeps it from moving.
And there you go. So that'll hold it there in place. I'll put 2 on each thing there, and then like I said, then I can space it, work my way down,
Make sure it's all good.
and then pass out at some point.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I will pass out, but you never know. You should probably look out the window every now and then and see if I'm
That'd probably
laying
be a
on
good
the ground.
idea.
Yeah. And then what I'm going to do at the end is I'm going to put the rocks, put some of them back there, fill that in. And I guess I'm going to probably put it out there. I'm either going to have to do that or fill it in with dirt. But I'm thinking that I'm going to do the rocks kind of like what I did over there. Well, actually, I did it on all our decks, so
But you did.
Why not, right?
But you did?
Oh, that's right. Tom helped me. I think he carried 2 rocks. That's how I remember anyway. What? Oh, sorry about that.
Were you attempting to throw that at my foot?
I would do something like that, Tom.
I don't know. It seems like that's what you just did.
I was getting lightheaded, and I was like, I thought I was going to fall down, so I just kind of like, you know, tossed it.
So you toss it again at me?
Hammer toe. All right, let me get back to work. We'll turn the camera on and show you when it's complete.
Make sure you keep hydrating.
I have been.
Good.
All right.
I get to work.
Yeah, just make sure you check on me every now and then.
I'll look out.
Well, I'm done for today. Almost done the whole thing, really. Except for it has to be stained still. But, just what I thought, because I'm not a mathematician, and it hurts my brain to start thinking about numbers and stuff, but I did that 1/4 inch, and when I got down to halfway, I did put all the boards there, and I was like, it's too much. Like you can see the gap down here. However, it's okay, not a big deal. I have plenty of 2x4s, so I'll cut a piece the length of this with the 2x4, and then I will strip it down on my table saw, so I'll get a nice straight piece there on the end. So I mean, I've had to do it for every deck. So obviously,
Every single one?
Well, I don't know if I did.
It doesn't look like on that one.
Yeah, I think this last board might have got cut down. Yeah, it did, because you could tell, because you know they're a little bit round on the edges. See where that's not? It's straight cut.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've had to do that one. Let me see this one.
This one looks
This
fine.
one needs to be stained again. Yeah, this one I did perfect. But that one I had to strip a piece down on the end, and that one was the first one up there I had to strip a piece on the end. So, oh well. It doesn't, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I'd rather have it on that end than this end anyway.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really matter. It'll look nice when it's done. And then what I'm going to do before I stain it is I'm going to take my router and router right here, and then this edge right there.
Router?
Yeah, it makes the edges curved instead of having these straight cuts. I did it on all these.
Yeah, I just didn't know that was what it was called.
Yeah, so and then I'm done, and then I can stain it, and then I'm done, and I can put all the rocks back where I need to put them and stuff. I am exhausted, guys.
Yeah, between the heat and
yeah, so I got a headache
all day.
That means I didn't drink enough. So I mean, this is like my 3rd bottle of water, but I must have sweated out 4.
Huh.
Yeah, so there we go. We're at the base now. Next is going to be the supports, then the bar top, and then the very top of the tiki, which I got that tiki thatch that I'm going to put on top of that. It's going to look kind of cool.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, this is a project, and I want to make this look really good. So till next time, grab yourself something cold to drink, put your feet on, relax. I'll meet you at the lounge. And I'll either be standing or totally collapsed.
I'm gonna get you a beer.